They said it would be impossible. They said it would never work. They said it was too complicated and that physical security was not an investment thesis. They were wrong. The rise of the robots is happening, and it's happening now. I cannot be more excited to share with you our new series of updates. Updates on our outlandish mission to see if we can make the United States of America the safest country in the world. We're going to focus on three things today. Number one, accelerating growth. Number two, delivering new products. And number three, building the moat. Most of the folks watching this want to see the numbers, so let's do the numbers. In 2021, Knightscope ended the year with $3.4 million in revenue. Case Emergency Systems, our recent acquisition, generated $5.4 million. That's a combined $8.8 million run rate last year for both companies. We'll be filing the 8K for the combined entity at the end of the year, but we expect that the two units together will likely be running at a revenue run rate in the range of $12 million to $14 million annually, delivering on the accelerated growth versus the $3.4 million from 2021 by a significant amount. The rise of the robots is happening. The size of our contracts continue to increase as we've announced numerous multi-unit deals, such as the doubling of the contract with PG&E, along with the growth of 3 major healthcare networks and universities. Plus, we recently signed the largest K5 order in the company's history from a major retailer. We're gaining clients that can scale as we make more and more progress in multiple verticals. It is working. As we work to integrate Case Emergency Systems into Knightscope, the snapshot looks to exceed 7,350 machines in network once all is done. Of course, a majority of these are going to need an overhaul as we look to upgrade the nation's public safety infrastructure. And we've already started to hold discussions with our new incoming clients to develop the appropriate proposals. This gets us one step closer to our long-term goal of having over 1 million machines in network. As I often say, criminals and terrorists can be anywhere, and if we want to achieve the mission of properly securing the US, then Knightscope needs to be everywhere. One thing to help calibrate the per unit revenue for the legacy case products is that they're on the order of $5,000 to $10,000 per unit, and approximately 50% of the case business is recurring revenue to support and maintain these devices in the field, which from a business model standpoint is very, very similar to our machine as a service approach. Our plan going forward is to target getting to profitability in less than 24 months while balancing growth opportunities with investments in the business. We have a recurring revenue business model for a recurring societal problem. And I can, regrettably, assure you the market for crime will never collapse. As promised, we're shipping out 3 all-new technologies which will help reduce our costs, increase market opportunities, and support our existing clients. We're getting ready to release the all-new 5th generation K5, the all-new low-cost K1 Hemisphere, and our 7th generation release of the KSOC user interface. The newest K5 takes 80% less labor to build with a major focus on design for assembly and design for service. The cameras are placed up high for improved 360-degree high-definition live and recorded video. The powered wheels are up front to be able to handle speed bumps. The entire body is modular, providing a significant part count reduction. And the new machine moves to an all-new software architecture built on NVIDIA's GPUs. The K1 Hemisphere showcases an extremely low entry price point at 75 cents per hour, making it increasingly difficult for leaders not to enjoy utilizing the most advanced security technologies to better protect the places people work, live, study, and visit. It also features the optional automatic criminal detection capability feature, affectionately known as ACDC, to scan for possible threats or risks on premise in real time. Lastly, our Knightscope Security Operations Center, or KSOC for short, is the browser-based user interface our clients utilize to interact with the machines. Our robots generate over 90 terabytes of data per year per machine, and the KSOC allows that data to be put in a digestible format, giving humans the ability to have their eyes, ears, and voice on the ground in multiple locations at the same time. We are talking near superhuman capabilities at their fingertips to automatically detect a person, identify a known threat, run scans of several hundred license plates a minute, conduct a thermal scan, or conduct a signal scan, or speak through the machine for talkdowns as if it was a mobile PA system. From as low as 75 cents per hour up to $9 per hour, we offer many physical deterring and crime fighting capabilities, captured in our all-inclusive subscriptions. This compares favorably versus an unarmed guard at $15 to $35 an hour, or an armed off-duty law enforcement officer at about $85 an hour, especially when security professionals are unable to even fill the positions due to the labor shortage. They are becoming increasingly popular with hospitals, commercial real estate, corporate campuses, logistics facilities, manufacturing plants, schools, HOAs, the list goes on and on and on, as well as law enforcement agencies. You can always check out how Knightscope can help you by visiting knightscope.com/discover. Building the moat. If you haven't caught the news, the state of autonomy is in disarray. I said back in 2013 when we started Knightscope, and nearly a decade later, still saying the same thing. I absolutely want everyone to get to level 5 full autonomy. But there is an inherent underlying objection by me on the path to commercializing that technology. And here's the headline that makes my point. Over $100 billion spent in the sector, and by my educated guess, about 200 companies working on it, and their collective revenue is close to zero, if not zero. Even folks like Amazon, FedEx, Switch, Sharp have all failed on autonomy for robots, and the list is much longer for full-size vehicles, including the massive shutdown of Argo, and automakers generally scaling back their efforts. Trying to get to full autonomy as the first step is the aerospace equivalent of wanting to visit the non-planet of Pluto, but not wanting to make a stop at Mars or our own moon first. Engineers are brilliant in solving problems with constrained boundary conditions. But the assignment given these days is, hey, let's put this 4,000-pound unmanned vehicle on a public road. No regulatory framework, no safety framework, no legal framework, no insurance framework, random time of day, random location, random weather, random everything. And please make sure it works 100% of the time, no exceptions, on the first go. That is absolutely the most stupid engineering assignment I have ever heard of in my life. Now, a decade later, folks are starting to think about constrained boundary conditions. But I'm afraid the self-driving winter is upon us. Less for one company. We congratulate Team Tesla for their crazy level of advancements in the field, and I believe they will surely get to Pluto before anyone else. In their own way, they've been practicing the crawl, walk, run approach. And at Knightscope, we chose the same approach early on, and it's working. I believe Knightscope's the only company in the world operating 24/7, 365, fully autonomous, completely hands-off, level 5, generating millions of dollars of revenue across an entire country. This is not a science project. We have now achieved over 1.8 million hours in the field, and increasingly believe that this field experience will be one of our long-term competitive advantages. I mean, frankly, we've forgotten more than most people would know how to do this. And there begins the building of one of many moats we plan for Knightscope to secure our long-term competitive advantage. So to recap, the rise of the robots is happening, and it's happening now. Knightscope's growth is accelerating, and we're putting up the numbers to prove it. And with our recurring revenue business model for a recurring societal problem, we're excited to push forward with continued growth as we invent the future. Innovation in public safety keeps streaming out of headquarters in Silicon Valley with all new products. And given our reach across the market, across numerous verticals, we're starting to build a moat with our significant field experience. So, okay folks, well that's it for today's episode of Rise of the Robots. Tune in next time and don't ever forget, long Knightscope and short the criminals. See you on the other side.